Hey, what's up everyone? This isn't just one of those tiny maintenance patches where you log in and wonder what even changed. You can actually feel this update working in the background while you play, smoothing things out, fixing long-standing headaches, and quietly rebalancing how the whole experience flows. One of the biggest things you'll notice pretty quickly is how much cleaner the cult management side feels now. Followers dying off used to create these awkward situations where bodies or ghost states could mess with rituals or softlock progress, especially in late-game saves. That's been addressed in a much smarter way, and the game now does a better job handling follower deaths automatically, so you're not constantly micromanaging cleanup or running into weird bugs that break immersion. It sounds small, but when you're deep into a long save, it makes everything feel way less fragile. Combat also feels noticeably more stable. There were plenty of moments before where enemies could clip out of bounds, attacks wouldn't register correctly, or relic effects would just stop working. A huge chunk of this update focuses on cleaning up those issues. Relics now trigger far more consistently, enemy hitboxes behave like they should, and fights feel fairer without being easier. You still get punished for mistakes, but now it actually feels like your fault, instead of the game shrugging its shoulders at you. Performance improvements are another quiet win here. On consoles especially, there were reports of frame drops during busy rituals, crowded cult layouts, or certain dungeon rooms packed with effects. Those moments have been noticeably reduced. Load times are slightly smoother, transitions don't hitch as much, and crashes that some players were dealing with near endgame content have been patched out. It's one of those things that doesn't scream for attention, but after a few hours, you realize you're not bracing yourself for random stutters anymore. There's also been some interesting tuning to enemies that act as spies or saboteurs. Before, those encounters could feel either too random or too punishing depending on timing, and now they're more readable and better balanced. You're given clear feedback about what's happening, which makes dealing with them feel more strategic instead of frustrating. It fits the tone of the game better, too. You're running a cult, not flipping a coin and hoping things don't explode. Progression has also been gently adjusted, especially for players who've pushed far into the late game. Certain limits that felt restrictive before have either been lifted or reworked, letting you continue building and upgrading without hitting an awkward wall. That sense of momentum is important in a game like this, and it's nice to see the developers respecting how long people are sticking with their saves. You can feel that this update was made with veteran players in mind, not just newcomers. Accessibility got some love as well. More language support has been added, and a handful of interface tweaks make menus easier to navigate and read. Text clarity, icon behavior, and controller responsiveness have all been touched up. Again, nothing dramatic, but it adds up to a smoother experience that feels more polished across the board. What really stands out to me, though, is just how many tiny bugs were addressed. We're talking hundreds of fixes here. Quests not triggering correctly, rituals behaving strangely under specific conditions, followers getting stuck in animations, visual glitches during boss fights, and even rare cases where saves could become unstable. A lot of these were edge cases, but if you've ever hit one of them, you know how badly it could pull you out of the game. Seeing that level of cleanup tells me the devs are still paying close attention to player feedback. And even if you don't consciously notice every single fix, you feel the result. The game flows better. You spend more time making choices and less time fighting the systems. That's honestly the best kind of update. One that doesn't constantly tap you on the shoulder to announce itself, but instead just lets the experience breathe. After spending time with this patch, it feels like Cult of the Lamb has settled into a more confident, stable version of itself. It's still weird, still darkly funny, still surprisingly emotional in places, but now it's also sturdier. Whether you're starting a fresh cult or maintaining a long-running one, this update quietly makes everything more enjoyable without rewriting the soul of the game. So yeah, if you've been away for a bit or felt burned by some older issues, this update is absolutely worth checking out. It doesn't reinvent the experience, but it refines it in a way that makes coming back feel really, really good.